What is up, everyone? This is your buddy Chukatron back at you again with another video, and right now what I'm going to be doing is somewhat of a customization on the Studio Series 86 figure. I was hit with a notification that Toyhax actually had these new labels for this brand new figure, and I was stoked because I love Jazz. I love the original G1 Jazz, and I'm a nut for him if you don't know already. So I'm really stoked on trying to see if I can actually make this figure better. So if you're not familiar with Toyhax labels, they're a company online that does some modification labels on figures, pretty much on mostly they do it on most Transformers figures. They do it on other toys as well. They have reproduction labels of G1 stickers. So I'm familiar with them as being repro labels from way back when they first started, and I ended up getting some labels for my original G1 figures. But now that I came out with this Studio Series 86, I said, man, I gotta get this. So this is kind of like the first one that I actually have from a War for Cybertron slash Chug line. So this is going to be the first one I'm actually putting on as far as a newer figure goes, because I have put labels on them, reproduction labels on my G1 figures. So without further ado, if you're new to my channel, I want to say thank you for tuning in. I'll ask that you, if you would like to support the Chukatron channel, hit the subscribe button right there. And if you do like this video, give it a thumbs up. A little bit goes a long way for me, and I do want to help my channel grow a little bit. So without further ado, let's take a look at it. So first, I'm going to show you guys what you get when you actually get these labels. So they come in an envelope with this card right here. This has the information with a nice description and illustration right here. I think of Robbie the robot from the Lost in Space blasting away. We have the Toyhax Armory. I guess this is a flyer they're throwing out in there with you. So there it is right there, toyhaxarmory.com, and that's the Facebook group. So if you want to check that out, there it is. They come really nice, protected between two of those cards, and here are the labels. So let's just pull this out right now. We'll take a look at the first label sheet. So if we notice it there's a look. It looks like these are going to be the labels that go on the windshield there, and some striping on the side. And the reason why I got this label sheet is because I want to make my Jazz look more like the G1 toy Jazz, because I kind of like a blend of toy and cartoon together. So I think this is going to work out great. There's one sticker sheet there, and it does come with two other ones. So let's take them both out. We have some more striping right here. So let's see if I can take this out. So boom, this is kind of it feels like a vinyl reflective kind of plastic. This is actually no, this is vinyl. You notice it there. It kind of has like a thick texture. So here's another sticker sheet there. We notice we have some labels that are very reminiscent to the original G1 toy, and I was stoked. Once I saw it online, I said, yes, this is what I kind of want to do. So I'm excited about that. The other sheet right here, this is like a foil type sheet, and it looks like it has some bits and pieces there we can add, which is very reminiscent to the original G1 toys, because the sticker sheets kind of look like this. So I'm stoked about doing this, guys. We're going to do it, and I just want to show you the bottom here. There's some more information on Jazz. So it does not come with like an instructional pamphlet that shows you where to put the stickers. I believe I'm going to have to go online and check this out to see where I'm actually going to have to put the stickers on Jazz. So this is going to be kind of a customization thing, so I hope it works out. We're going to see if we can make this Jazz look really cool. Before I do anything though, I just want to show you how he looks just on the front there without the label. So he's an amazing looking figure. If you haven't seen the review I done on him, just go check it out on my page. It's an amazing figure, really awesome to have it. Jazz is my favorite Autobot, and I'm also going to compare him with the original G1 Jazz. So let me put these labels on them, see how I can get them. I'm not sure which stickers I'm going to put. They do give you a variety of choices, as you can see there. So you can kind of put these, you can pick and choose what you want to do, whether you want to do it with the windows. So I'm going to play around with this and see what's the best combination I can get. So stay tuned, because this is going to be cool. All right, guys, so here he is with all of his Toyhax labels, the ones that I ended up choosing. And man, I gotta say, doesn't he look awesome? Here's a look at him right there on the front. I'm going to be going over this in detail, but I just wanted to show you overall how he looks with them on. And I really do think this makes a dramatic difference in the figure. So there's a look at the front there, on the side, and on the back there. And these are the labels once again that I chose, and I'm going to start by going from top to bottom. So we'll start off at the head mold. If you look at the head mold there, I ended up putting this blue visor label right there, which gives them a really cool looking reflective feel right there on the top. You notice that it's reflective and it's this chrome metallic blue color, and doesn't that look great on him? Now they do come with one that's actually silver, so you can pick either the silver chrome style, which I thought was redundant since he already has silver paint on him, or you can go with this one. So this is the one I chose, and I gotta say I love the way it looks. On the chest area here, I added this label right here. We noticed that the original figure came with 14, and it's not displayed right there, so you can add this label or a different type of label if you want to have it, but that's the one I chose right there. And on the center right here, I added the one with the Autobot logo. Now you can pick one that has just the lines. I wanted to give them more of a G1 toy feel, so I kind of gave them that one, and they feel really good on the figure. Once you put like heat on it, what I ended up doing, I ended up just taking a blow dryer and just heating up all the vinyl stickers so they could really stick. So I mean, they stick really good. They stick better if you take like a hot blow dryer or a heat gun and just, you know, make them warm. Then they really stick really good. On the side of his chest there, they do have two stickers there, which has Shell on it, and a few of the sponsors that were from the original car back in, I guess, the 70s that actually won the championship. So I decided to just go with that because I think it looks pretty plain with just white. So I kind of just put the sponsors on them. So we got the Shell, we have Bilstein, Bosch, and Shell on the side there. And on the front here, if we notice there, it does have this two labels that you can actually put to block the actual grill that's on the front. The original car, it was like a fake grill, because on the original the Porsche, this doesn't have like a vent or anything like that. So they kind of it just has like an empty spot right here, just blocked. But I put this sticker on, and it does come with this part here and like a sticker for the grill, which is very reminiscent to the original G1 toy. And I'm going to show you and compare it with the original toy later on. But let's just take a look at the top here. There's also this little decal, which the original race car had, which is the Porsche decal. Really tiny there. And this one was this is the hardest sticker to put on, being that it's so tiny. But there's a look at that there. I'm glad that they paid a lot of attention to detail on that. When we look at the midsection here, I kind of was tempted to just leave it alone, but I said, you know what? I love the G1 toy so much, I'm going to put this label on. So if you notice this label right here on the midsection, see if I can get a better shot. That is actually like a decal the original toy had, which was the radio portion, which I'm glad they kind of put there because I kind of wanted that to look more like the G1 toy. So I'm glad that they added it there. We noticed that it does have like a little speaker with two buttons and stuff, which is very reminiscent to the 8-track player, I'm assuming, that they had way back in the 70s and 80s. On the crotch right there, we have these stickers as well. Now I wanted to keep this looking with the blue, but then I said, you know what? Let me just put this on just to see how it looks. And I gotta say, it looks okay. I like that the lines, this kind of setup was in the original G1 toy, which I kind of like, but the blue really looks good. But I kind of wanted to put it in a way that you can see the blue in the background, so I kind of did. So there's a look at that there. On his arms there, if we notice, they do have these lines right here, which are vinyl, which you can just wrap around the side there. And I think that kind of adds like a little bit of some accent on his hands, which in my opinion looks great. When we look at the feet, let me see if I can get this on here. Okay, so when we look at the legs there, we notice that we did add some decals right here. Now these are straight from the original G1 toy, which had these two stickers right there. So we got one with the yellow arrow and we got one with the red arrow. And I love the way that looks. It turned out perfect. On this section here, we do have some decals right there on the middle of his shin, which look good. Like I said, this is more of the original G1 motif that had on the legs there. So I think that came out really good. I'm going to keep that like it is. On the side here, we do have another sticker on the side, which is again very reminiscent to the original G1 toy. And when we look at it on the other side, same thing as well. Now on the bottom here, we do have this line right here, this little decal, which is pretty cool. Kind of breaks up the silver, kind of gives it more of, you know, a foot feel, foot look, which I do like. Now the rest of the stickers I'm going to show you kind of just draw from the alt mode, which is the crown jewel of these stickers. The alt mode in this is amazing. So there's a look at the side of the feet there, which kind of just goes into the alt mode. Now I opted for this sticker because the other one is basically off the original G1 toy, which I'm going to show you guys, but I just want to show you on the side. That looks really nice, so much better than just the white. And it does have this little portion right here with the vent, which looks good. When we look at the back, we do have this nice line up here, this nice decal right here, and this is all gonna just go into the alternate mode, which I'm gonna transform Jazz and just show you in a minute, but I wanna show him off with the G1 figure. So let's do it, show him off. As now I have the G1 figure with the SS86 figure with the new labels. So here's a look at both of them standing side by side, so you can kind of see where I got the inspiration to put these labels. Because they do come with a lot of other different labels. I'll show you that like that on there, which I haven't used. So there's some leftover labels right there. So it comes with a fair amount of labels, which is good. So here's a look at it there. I just want to show you guys kind of what I did. If you notice the front right off the bat, you notice I put the number 4 there. Now they got different stickers there if you want to. You could just make it plain with the lines if you want to right there, if you notice. But I kind of went for the Autobot logo because it does match the original G1 sticker right there, and I went with the number 4. On the front there, you notice that I did put this sticker, which kind of closely relates to that. Not exactly, but pretty good in my opinion. And on the midsection here, we notice that the original G1 Jazz has that little radio decal, which this one kind of mimics. Not as good, but it is there. And on the crotch area, now it does come with an Autobot logo you can put right there on his dinghy, but I didn't put it, but it does come with it. So if you want to put that Autobot logo right on his you know what, you can, but I kind of didn't want to do that. I kind of left it plain because I thought it looked better, but it does have these labels right here, which I was telling you earlier, which match the original G1 toy. So if you notice, these stickers here match these stickers there on the side, on the feet and on the legs. We notice that we do have the labels that match. So if you look on this side, Jazz has that little triangle sticker, and on the bottom he has that sticker right there on his shin. And on the other side he does have that arrow with that arrow right there, and on the bottom there, same thing. So the bottom he doesn't have any black, but that kind of, you know, you can add that. So there is the comparisons with the two. Another thing I forgot to mention, if we notice right there, we can have the doors out on the original G1 Jazz with the number 4. With this one, they actually gave you, if you want to display them like this, you can actually move this part out here and open that up. And if we notice, we do have 2 4s there. So if you want to have your figure displayed kind of like the original G1 toy, which I thought is really cool, you can have them like that, and on the back there you can see the number 4. So you can actually have that like that if you want to. So I thought that was a really nice homage to the original toy, and I'm kind of really glad that they did it. So there's a look at both of them. Still love my G1 Jazz, and now we're going to take him into his alternate mode and see how awesome it really looks. Alright guys, so one thing I wanted to display to you is that you have to be extremely careful when handling this figure and transforming it, because the labels are put in such a tight clearance that you might just end up scratching it, and you might end up just messing up the figure. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transform it kind of nice and slow, and while I'm doing that, if you haven't seen the transformation on this figure, you might as well just check it out. So I'm gonna try doing it really slow. Another thing I forgot to mention, on the side here of his arms, he does have this decal. I don't know if you can see, I kind of forgot to show you guys, but he has a decal right there of a speaker. So that's pretty nice. You actually put 2 little pieces there, and to me it looks like car speakers, but I'm not sure if that was the intent. But once I get him into car mode, we'll see. So let's do this, guys. I'm going to turn him into his vehicle mode. I pray to God I don't scratch anything. So what I'm going to start by doing is I'll take this section right here, since I already have the doors open. I'll just fold that out, and right here is where it gets a little tricky because you could scratch the decals on the doors. So what I'm going to do is just take the doors and kind of put them like that. And then I'm gonna take this section and try to bring it out without scratching the side of the Windows decal, which I think I just did. So you gotta be really careful, be really slow. So if we notice it there, if we notice that part, I kind of scratched it up before and I kind of did it right now. So if you notice that these decals that are on the windows, they kind of get right in the way of the door. So you got to be really careful. If not, you get them all scuffed up and messed up. So I like to do this part really slow and I like to get it out of the way first. If not, it'll get all scratched. So next, what I will be doing is taking the hands, folding them in. I'll do that and repeat it on the other side. So I've done the transformation on this figure in my previous video for Jazz, but if you haven't checked it out, now you can actually take a look at it as I transform them really nice and slow. So next, what I'll do is I'll take the whole top section right here. I'll fold that up like that. And as I'm doing that, I'm trying not to scratch anything. So what I'll do next is I'll take his head portion here, and you got to be careful because as you're sliding this part down, it scratches this part right here. If you notice it, boom, that thing's getting jammed up. So you got to kind of like, there's a hinge joint right here that you kind of like have to like wiggle it around so that you get enough clearance so that you don't scratch the whole spot. So let me see if I can get that. Boom, I just cleared it. So if you notice it, they made that really tight. So you end up scratching this part and you end up scratching that part. So you got to be really careful. I'll just fold that down. I'll take the 4 right here, this piece, and I'll fold it up. Boom. So that's pretty good. I'm glad that they made it vinyl because the vinyl's a little bit more tougher than the paper stuff. So that's really awesome. And next, what I'm going to do is I'll do the legs next. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the feet. So right now I'm pretty much in the green with not scratching this figure. That was the toughest part, but you still can scratch this part up and you can scratch this part up. So let's see if I can get it right. I'll fold this part up like that. Repeat the same thing on the other side, and then I'll just fold the legs in, repeat the same thing on the other side. Bam. And next, what I'll do is I'll just put them together. Bada bing, bada boom. What's next? So next, what I'm going to do is take the arms and tuck them in. I'll just go like that, wrap them like that, and just put them in their spot. Actually, no, I have to take this midsection and rotate it back 180 degrees. And then I'll put the arms in. Boom. One on that side. Repeat the same thing on the other side. And bam, I got the arm set up. So you got to take it really slow. If not, you'll scratch these decals. And these are not cheap, so be careful. So next, what I'll do is I'll just take the, I'll take this part here from the windshield. See if I can snap that into place. See if I can do it. Okay, that's being a pain in the butt right now. So I just kind of push this section up forward. Let's see. Okay, now I gotta put this whole section in here, which is a bummer. Let's see if I can get it. Boom, I got that locked in. And this next, oh crap, you see? This ends up coming out. All right, so next what I'll do, stick that in the back like that, bam. Next, I'll just finally put the doors in, make sure that they're actually snapped onto this tab right on his arms. Repeat the same thing for the other side. Whammy. Once everything's locked into place, you're all good. You haven't scratched the crap out of the decals. This is what you get. All right, guys, and once you're all done, you end up with this beautiful, beautiful looking Porsche race car. How sweet is this? Now, this looks pretty much like the original 1977 or whatever it was race car that actually raced. So if you can see it, I think this is where the actual decals shine their best, when they're actually on the vehicle mode. So we'll look at it right here. I'll take a look at the top. So you'll notice I kind of just, I'll start from the back right here. I did put this Martini Porsche sticker on there, which is the translucent style. Now they do give you another one which is more toy reminiscent, which is actually silver. I decided to go for Martini Porsche because that's what the original toy had. When we look at the back here, this label looks really good. I really like the window labels. I think they turned out really good. If you notice it there, they have this kind of like smoky style looking right there. But it does come with 3 stickers here, so you got to kind of put this here and the middle part here so you can actually complete that back section. It does come with these tiny little ones that you got to put on that part right there, which is a real dog to put in. I suggest that you put the heat gun or a blow dryer on it just so you can make it stick more, because these kind of don't want to stick in a place. But I ended up using the blow dryer. We do have this added stripe right here, again, to give him his G1 look. On the windshield right there, we got the words Martini Porsche. And it did come with a few other labels, like you could have put Martini and Rossi, Martini Racing, because that was the actual sponsor of the car, I believe. And it also has the Agent Meister if you want to give it the more Japanese series name, which the reissues had Agent Meister on it. On the front there, we noticed that I did go with this striping all the way along. Now I kind of got it really good with these here. If you notice that it's kind of a little bit off with the lining, and that middle section's a dog to put in, so I'm happy with it. Hey, on this midsection I put the number 4, and again with the Autobot logo, which we kind of see just drags over to the robot mode. On the side right here, you notice that it looks really nice. Now it does come with some striping that's different. As I was telling you guys earlier, you can actually put the other type of line to match the original G1 toy, but I kind of opted for this because this is more like the way it actually looked on the real car. And on the back of the spoiler here, I put Martini Porsche because the original G1 toy had that. On the back here, we noticed we got some really nice looking stuff going on. We got that Martini logo on the back. We actually have some tail lights. We got this line right here, which carried over from the robot mode, which kind of looks way better. Makes it look way better than what it was, which is just these feet sticking out. So it really does add a flavor right there. So that looks good. And on the back section here, we do have some exhaust pipes right there to give it more of an edge, which looks, I think it looks way better, because it kind of looked atrocious looking. But now, man, it looks really good in my opinion. That looks really nice. Again, with the side here, we got the striping. There's a little Dunlop sticker right there. Again, another sponsor. We have that nice windows decals, which look really good on the side and on the rear quarter panel. That looks awesome. I got this sticker right here for the number 4, because this is how the original toy and vehicle looked, with the number 4 and Martini on it. And on the bottom here, we got this nice striped decal there. Now this decal right here wants to come off. I recommend blow drying this immediately, because if not, it's just going to keep peeling back and forth. And this section right here comes off as you're transforming it, because this folds up and it kind of gets caught on the top section. So that kind of sucks. But it looks good once it's on, and once you make sure it's all tight, it should be all right. So on the side here, we also have some turbo ladder. I'm not sure if that's a sponsor, but that sticker was on the original vehicle. If you look at pictures of this car in its racing, it actually had these stickers and these logos on the car. So I believe that's where they got the ideas from. And right here, we see that section right here on the quarter panel. That's an actual brake vent, and that looks really good. I love the way that this figure turned out with the labels, and it just looks amazing. Again, these are the parts on the front that carried over from the robot mode, and overall I think it looks beautiful, guys. Tell me what you guys think. Do you want to have it like this? Now this is the way I put it. I love the way it looks. I'm going to bring out the G1 figure just to take a look at it and compare them. So here's a look at the original one with the SS86 with the labels on them. And I just wanted to bring them in for comparison reason, because this is bringing me some nice nostalgia feelings right now. Look how awesome that looks, man. I'm so stoked at how good this turned out. So if we notice it there, we can see the similarities on the top, and you can see why I went with the Martini Porsche right there. If you can see, the original G1 toy had that. And on the back there, it does have Martini Porsche. So this is kind of what I went with as far as vehicle mode goes. Yeah, you can see all the little accents now that kind of carried over with the front grille not being like the other style. I did like the other style though. The original way it looks doesn't look bad, but I kind of just wanted to go with this. Obviously, on the side there, there's a look at that. Doesn't have any decals on the side. But when we look at the two sides there, we notice Martini and Martini. Now we got the actual legit style jazz on this one. I love it. Love the way that turned out. And we got that little stripe right there on the bottom. And on the rear part right here with the quarter panel, we notice that we do have the lines. The original G1 had that skinnier line. This one has the thicker one. Now, again, they do give you the label to match the original G1 style, which kind of goes with this one. I kind of opted just to go with the way this looks, because I do like the way that looks a little bit more. And it does give you that line there. So I kind of mixed and matched here. Yeah, I think it comes with 2 of these bottom lines. I don't know if they're the same, but they look the same. But I think this one's actually thinner. So you can have it like that just to match that bottom piece. Again, on the top, see that line right there that carries over. Let's take a look at the side and on the back. I think that's pretty much it. So if we notice it there, yeah, looks way better on this SS86 one. Obviously it's not as clean as the G1 figure, but there's a look at both of them, and there it is. So overall, I'm really satisfied with the results that the Toyhax labels add to the Studio Series 86 Jazz. I think they definitely kind of fulfilled a dream of mine to having a legit looking G1 accurate mainline Jazz. So until next time, this is Chukatron signing out, saying peace, love, harmony, and God bless. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, chances are you'll enjoy another one. Hit the subscribe and notification bell for more Chukatron content.